You know what I hate? Like I'm reviewing somebody's sales call and like they're 5 minutes in and then they press the record button. It's like recording in progress, and the client's like, it just fucking kills the whole momentum of it.
I always do
So
it before.
yeah, I know. Like you obviously should do it before, but I think people just forget sometimes. And they think they'll just like do it on the sly, and it just kills the whole fucking conversation.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't do it on the
yeah. So you're
side,
not
can
getting a
you?
sale now. No, it's not happening. But see, Tash, let's jump in. We've literally just finished. What time did we start? Two. So like, what's that? 3.5 hours
Yeah,
of running through
yeah.
stuff. You look incredibly tired and probably a little bit bored by the end of it, but hopefully you took away some stuff. I thought we'd just have a little bit of a chat in terms of like where you were, things that you took away and stuff, see if there's any value for somebody else. So, do you want to give us a quick rundown of you and where you were before we jumped on our first call and before we ran through all this?
Yeah, of course. So before I came on board and joined you, I just felt like I had been through my fair share of mentorships. I'm coming up to working 3 years, being in this industry and being a full-time online coach. And I feel like the mentorships I've done so far have helped me a lot to become a great coach, but missing what I need now to get to my client number, the revenue number, and also just to learn more about the business things because it's quite embarrassing. I'm nearly 3 years in, sorry, and I'm still not tracking everything or as certain with the business side of things as I am with actually coaching and the practical aspect of running my business.
I think you feel like that's what's let you down recently, isn't it? It's the more business stuff. I don't think it's the coaching aspect. I think you deliver a decent service. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So from that business aspect, what do you think the main thing is that you want to focus on and fix to take it to that next level?
Yeah, so just having consistent lead flow, knowing how to navigate my Instagram account, how to bring in sales on a regular basis from doing that, making sure I am posting the business side of things and the business tactics or the business things I need to hold myself accountable for rather than just using it as a personal page, which I do go through sometimes when I haven't got that focus or someone there to guide me. And yeah, just making sure that I'm doing the things needed on a weekly, daily basis that are going to consistently bring in new eyes, new people, new clients over time as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good coaches and not a lot of good coaches that are also good marketers and
Yeah,
salespeople.
that's
Do you know what I
me
mean?
right
So
now. But I'm
it's
not going to label myself as that. I am there now. It doesn't mean I'm
yeah,
going
yeah,
to.
exactly. That's it. We're going to nail that down. I mean, when we first had our call and I said, listen, what I'd like to do first is meet up with people, lock down a few things. It was very apparent we're literally like the opposite ends of the country. So like let's
Yeah, that
just
would
do
have
that
been
shit over Zoom.
cool.
But
And the
what
Zoom.
what was the main thing that you wanted to take away from what we did today? Like what coming into it, what was your expectations of like what you wanted from spending the 3.5 hours together?
Yeah, so I just wanted your opinion and your feedback, criticism on how I'm currently doing things, and just to see your take on it as well. And I haven't really had this from a mentorship where we sit down at the start and identify this is how I'm doing it, here's the cracks, here's how you could do better. So when you said we're going to have this, I thought that was really refreshing. Like, oh, okay, maybe I do need to strip it down because I don't think I've actually done that since I've started. I've kind of just added on layers upon layers of adding new ideas and not actually taking the time to sit down and reflect and become aware like, is this working? Do I need to change this? So yeah, it's been really valuable for me in that sense
Yes.
to have that reflection on it all.
It was almost like I'm gonna actually help you and spend some time with you. Here's my credit card. Yeah, I've never had
That's
that
it.
before.
Yeah.
What do you think one of your biggest takeaways were from today? Obviously, we covered a lot, but what do you
Yeah.
think probably the biggest thing was?
So definitely going into the deep dive of my avatar and who I'm trying to attract, then identifying, okay, how can we then transfer that into my content? How can we get consistent leads from that? And then once we get people in the DMs and we get them over the line, it's like, okay, how can we then make sure on those sales calls, not to get a sale, like you said, but to get an answer and really make sure we rinse every single possible question, answer, objection, just to really make sure we get those sales if possible. But if not, like you said, we are just going into those calls of confidence. So it's kind of been like a 3-step process that you've broken it down. Like, here's who we need to attract, here's how, and then here's how we close them. So that's
Yeah.
almost simplified it for me as well, rather than it being really long-winded and overwhelming and feeling like it's out of my reach to achieve. You've broken it down really well, and I know what to do now to go away and implement that and action it to start bringing in more people.
Sweet. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that we covered as well was like the perspective shift when it comes to like the sales and how you can just turn something on its head. Like I think
Yeah,
a lot of coaches, like we were speaking about, they think it's all about like how much do I charge this person? It's all about, putting the person in a negative standpoint from a finance versus the way that we're framing these questions is, well, how do we save this person money?
yeah,
Because when we save people money, they don't give you price objections.
yeah, that's
Nobody
it.
goes, I'll have to think about this because you're putting too much money in my bank account. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think on the sales standpoint, I think that's what will pay off massively for you because one of the things was the price standpoint.
Yeah.
But what's the feelings about the future then? How do you feel about hitting these targets and these goals? Do you feel confident? Do you feel like you've just wasted 3 hours of your life or?
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot more confident now. It feels achievable. It feels like with just implementing what we've spoken about, there is no reason why it won't get to there in the time frame that I want. And yeah, just feel like it's because I feel one of the reasons why I've been put off learning the business side of things has just been really confusing for me and I don't really get it. I just stick to what I know and what I'm good at, which is the coaching side of things. So but also, obviously that can only get you so far. So yeah, just feeling confident and excited, like and yeah, just ready to go away and action this and put it into plan and
You
start from it.
you obviously have the traits of somebody that is willing to commit to something because the level of coaching that you deliver, it's great. So it's like I believe if you take some time to learn like the sales and the marketing and lock down on it, you will become as obsessive over that as what you are over the bodybuilding and the nutrition and the coaching,
Yeah,
which is probably a good recipe to have. Do you know what I mean? And I told you at the start, I wouldn't work with you if I didn't think that you could crush it. So I have all the belief in you, mate. Definitely.
thank you. Appreciate that.
Awesome.